Billy D here with a special report, sb277. Have a great person here, Tim Donnelly. I want to keep calling you Dr. Tim Donnelly, but you're Tim Donnelly. Not that you are kind of a doctor. And we're trying to get this referendum bumped up, and we need some chiropractors to step up.
Yeah, we've got about 700 so far that have decided that they want to help out, but we really need to get somewhere close to 2,000 in order to get the numbers that we're going to need. And this is probably the most significant thing that you could be doing in defense of freedom and parents' rights right now.
Oh my God, it's unbelievable. I call it Nazi-fornia now. It's just like it's gotten to a point where I just can't believe it. But the big issue is I think some of these guys are afraid that they'll alienate their peeps in their practice. But, I mean, whether you're pro-vax, anti-vax, you should have the right to decide what you inject into your kids. Come on, and you let that turn that over to your government. It's just out of control, dude.
Yeah, I woke up this morning thinking, why are we so afraid of freedom?
Right.
I know freedom has certain risks, but we've been brainwashed and pushed into sort of like a cattle chute.
Pen. A pen.
But they're driving us into this chute, and it's like, okay, you can't turn around because it's uncomfortable.
Like, it's kind of towards slaughter is the way I kind of see it.
I vaccinated my kids, but knowing what I know now, I wouldn't do that blindly. Now, I didn't do it blindly in the first place. I made a choice. But this is about coercion. This is about the government forcing you. And they're basically, if you don't know what sb277 is, it's very simple. Every school-age child is going to be vaccinated with every vaccination on the list in the bill, and then any future one that they decide to put
necessary.
That they deem necessary. And if they don't accept the vaccination, if they miss a single booster shot, they can be thrown out of their public, private, charter school, or daycare. And they will no longer have any public setting for education. They will only be allowed to homeschool, but not in crowds, even though sometimes homeschoolers go and congregate together to try to get some socialization going. I'm sorry, that's a constitutional right in California to a free and appropriate education. And the idea that the government is going to use that to basically hold your kids hostage to force you to do something you don't believe in.
Right. Now, let's go backpedal a little bit. You are obviously a politician before. You have a radio station now. Tell us a little bit about your radio station.
Well, sure. I was in the California State Assembly for 4 years, then I ran for governor, and now I'm the host of the Tim Donnelly Show, which is broadcast 3 to 6 p.m. weekdays on Talk 960 out in the high desert, and online at timdonnellyshow.com in case you want to check it out.
It's hot out there.
Yeah, sometimes our equipment kind of has a little meltdown. We're trying to sort of invent a new way to freeze the rack.
Right. But one of the things I was kind of like blown away, you've actually got 700 chiropractors already signed up. That's actually pretty good. Because sometimes I get really frustrated trying to lead this profession and get things headed in the right direction.
Well, it's been amazing. Some of it came from organizations like the CCA coming on board and endorsing it. Right. Some of it just came organically.
Right.
Just people who stepped up. Everywhere we go, we'd meet a ton of chiropractors. I went to the convention, the Life West convention up in Burlingame. But also, we've organized about 45 counties. And in the counties, naturally, we have volunteers going out and recruiting individual chiropractors. Mm-hmm. And it's the one profession that has really stepped up. And it's all, this is a numbers game.
We've always stood about freedom. Chiropractic has always stood about it.
Well, yeah.
And it is a numbers game.
This is a numbers game. And so let's just say, if we got 1,000 and they got 200 signatures each.
That's $200,000.
That's 200,000 right there. We're halfway home.
Right. And that's just the chiropractors.
That's just the chiropractors.
I got patients that are signing up. They sign up like 500 at churches now. I mean, that's the big one now.
Churches are a big push. We've done very well there. And we're also just bringing on paid gatherers.
Perfect.
So that we have the three legs of a successful referendum or ballot initiative. And I believe we can do this, but we can't do it without as many chiropractors as possible. Let me explain why.
So let me just tell one thing before we go off here too, and then I'll let you finish it. If you're a chiropractor and you're watching this and then you're in California and you're not participating in this, basically I kind of think you suck because you're not standing up for your rights, you're not standing up for your people's rights. And if you're gonna like play like you want to go under the radar, well, dude, sometimes when the rest of us are gone and you're the only person left on the radar, remember that the fact that you were playing wimpy. You're being you were into pussification basically. You were basically not stepping up and standing up for what you know is right. And Jane said that to me one day. I said, why do I care so much about 277? Why I don't even have kids? Because what she said, because it's wrong. And if you don't stand up for what's wrong, you suck basically. So we're asking you to step up to the plate, get your people involved, and we're creating a revolution in this country. Whether you want to be part of it or not, and you want to suck, that's fine. But there has to be a revolution for change, or your children are not going to have any freedoms left by the time they're going to be adult age. And why don't you go ahead and finish up? I had to get that little rant.
Man, it's hard to follow that kind of a rant. But look, I'm going to give you the simple, practical details. sb277referendum.com. That's our website. Right at the top, we've got a page, a link says Kairos. Just click on that. It'll take you there. This video will be up there. The CCA video will be up there. And another one from a gentleman named Dr. Tim O'Shea. So we are uniting as many different chiropractors and different schools of thought coming together to unite, basically to defend freedom and parents' rights. That's what this is all about. And look, if we could get 2,000 chiropractors and get them 100 signatures each, or 150, or 200 signatures each,
it'd be a slam dunk.
It would be. Yeah.
All right, signing off. Billy D. Special Reports with Tim Donaldson. Donaldson! I never get that right.
It's Donnelly. But Donnelly. You know what? As long as you invite me to come be on your video, I don't care what you call me, Billy.
There was Sam Donaldson. That's what I get you mixed up with, right? As you know, a rock star.
But you know what?
Star.
Hey, you're
Tim
awesome.
Donnelly. Did I say it right this time?
You said it right.
All right, perfect.
You said it right.
Just write his name right there. Love you all. I know sometimes I can be mean, but that's because I'm concerned. Love you all.
Rock and roll! Not just one child. I said, you change it for the school.
Not your emotion, their emotion.
Well, because everybody has a self-healing mechanism. We know that.
Your community is desperately waiting for you to show up.
Wake up out of your apathetic slumber. Tell the people all about the principles of chiropractic.
Is you are the vessel of the change.
Ability to move that keeps us alive.
What would you do if I sang out of tune? Would you stand up and walk out on me?
This year, we're providing on-demand videos of all our past CalJams and DCS meetings, streaming online, available straight to your media devices. Visit caljam.org/network for more information.